Hey, I'm Duke on Twitch. If you want to support the channel and greensunzenith.com, you can find my Patreon, merch store, and singles store where you can buy singles through TCG Player or Card Hoarder in the video description. If you want to get in contact, you can also find all that info in the description below for things like donation deck lists or just wanting to reach out. Alright, let's get right into it. Hey team, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back today with green-black Saga depths, but we are trying a new card from Kamigawa Neo Destiny, which is Boseiju Who Endures, which is a legendary land that adds a green and has a channel effect of 1 and a green, where you can discard this land and destroy target artifact, enchantment, or non-basic lands an opponent controls. That player then may search their library for a land card with a basic land type. So not just a basic land, but really any land. Any sort of land that can come off a fetch land. So they can get jewels off this. And then they put it onto the battlefield and then shuffle, and it costs 1 less if you control a legendary creature. Which is kind of cool. So this is, I guess, an activated ability on a land, which means it can't be countered. Which is probably the biggest appeal of this card. Dealing with blue decks running back to basics, Blood Moon, Caracas, things like that. I think Boseiju is really nice. And I think it's pretty strong in this version because a lot of decks where you might typically think Boseiju fits puts lands into play. So when you think of Elvish Reclaimer, Knight of the Reliquary, Maverick in general, you might think Boseiju is a great fit. And it probably is as a one of, but in this version, we can actually get it to hand because we can either get it through Expedition Map, or if it's in the bin, we can either loam it back to our hand or Witherbloom command it back to our hand. So I think the Green-Black Depths is a pretty nice place for Boseiju. And just to get enough reps with it, thankfully, Ravenous Panda, friend of the channel, has given us access to 2. So I've got 1 in the main deck and 1 in the sideboard. And it just seems like a really powerful effect, especially for this deck that does care about artifacts, does care about enchantments, and does care about non-basic lands. So having sort of a deck that does have weakness to those 3 things, and then having a card like Boseiju to get rid of them is really appealing. And I hope it actually works. It is also just a green source that comes in untapped, which is pretty huge. It's also not a forest, so it doesn't turn on Submerge, which is quite nice. And all around just has some pretty phenomenal art, I will say that. So this should be pretty nice. Yeah, so because of the Boseiju, I have moved away from Sylvan Library and more towards a Loam version of the deck. I do like that Loam is pretty much a draw 3 when you want it to be. It also works obviously well with Boseiju. And with Urza's Saga, you do have a way to get threats back from the graveyard, which is really nice. It can be a little bit off when you're putting Reclaimers and Hex Mages in the bin, but with having the Saga as kind of a threat you can get back and make use of, I think that Loam's pretty strong here. And then Witherbloom Command is an interesting one. It does do some things really well. It also does things not as good as cards like Abrupt Decay, like deal with a Ensnaring Bridge or a Knight of the Reliquary. But I think again, its synergy with Boseiju is really nice. And it can also just be quite good against some of the bad matchups of Green-Black Depths, like Taxes. So we'll see how this goes. I'm not too sure what the Black Channel does, but if someone else knows what the Black Land does, that would be very cool. 4 mana, mill 3, return creature or planeswalker. Interesting. And then in the board, we just have Surgical for Graveyard decks, 1 Grafdigger's Cage for Graveyard and Green Sun Zenith decks. Also can be found by Saga, which is nice. 2 Torpor Orb for Doomsday and Death and Taxes, and a few other ETB sort of cards. Choke for blue decks. Boseiju for the decks where we want extra values of those, or extra copies, sorry. 2 Force of Vigor, just a great card in general to have against the artifact enchantment decks. 2 Trophies. I'm just playing Trophy here over Abrupt Decay, mainly as respect for Murktide. And then Tabernacle for the Go Wide creature decks, and Plague for the same sort of thing. So we'll see how that goes. But let's see how it rolls. I'm pretty keen to see, yeah, if it lives up to the hype that I think it could potentially have. But hey, thanks for coming in and watching. We'll hopefully get through a full league and then see how we go. We might want to change some things around. And yeah, just kind of have a little bit of fun with it, because it's always nice testing new cards and seeing how it goes, but it should be pretty fun. Hey, yeah. Interesting. I think Maverick's in a pretty good spot. You have to play pretty patiently, but for the last few leagues we've done on the stream, it's been pretty good. We've got 2 5-0s and 2 4-1s, mainly with Abzan, but we did play green-white this morning, and yeah, we're able to secure a trophy, which is pretty nice. All right, we are on the draw. With a pretty interesting hand. A little bit rough with the double Urborg, but I don't mind it. But it's definitely pretty interesting. I wouldn't say Maverick is on the depths plan, but I would say that a lot of Maverick players have moved over to depths variants like green-white or green-black depths. Definitely an interesting one. As a 6, I would probably keep this, especially with Tom and Thoughtseize and then having the Saga down. I think we have a pretty high chance as well of drawing into a land, and obviously a Mox Diamond off the top isn't too bad either, because it gives us some use of this Urborg, so I'm pretty happy to keep this. Yeah, it can be a little bit awkward if we don't draw a land, but we do have a lot of sources, and the second Urborg turning on Mox is quite nice. Verdant. Swamp. You don't see basic swamp too often. Unmask. Ah, they can unmask themselves. Ritual, Exhume, Grizzlebrand. Well, that is fine. I think if they find removal here, we won't even do anything, but even so here, they can most likely play another 5, find a ritual. Yeah, I'm just going to concede to this. Reanimator is going to be interesting. I like the Surgicals, I like the Graph Cage. I don't mind the trophies as just extra removal, especially if they go for an early Grizzle or Archon. Leyline's fine. I haven't run into too many Reanimator decks. And I think especially on the play we're pretty good as well. Yeah, commands are pretty cold. There's not too much to worry about with commands, which is nice. I do like the Needles. Retrofit Foundry can go. The Shadow Spear can go. I still like the Needles in the map. Boseiju is definitely interesting. Boseiju is nice against Animate Dead and potentially a Serenity if we play the Grafdigger's Cage out early. I also don't mind dropping a Loam. Force of Vigor is also interesting if it's better than anything else just because of Animate Dead. I think we'll just see how this goes. I won't play the challenge. It's just a bit too late and I have a breakfast in the morning, so... It does have the combo, but it's a pretty slow start. It's turn 1 Thoughtseize and then turn 3 combo for a turn 4 kill. I don't think that's good enough. I think we can do a lot better, and this deck does mulligan pretty well. Especially when the 3 cards, I've definitely talked about this on the channel, but the 3 cards that I look for are Urborg, Dark Depths, Hexmage, so any cards on top of that are pretty nice. Thanks, Council. Yeah, pretty cool to play around with Baneslayer. The big issue that I have with it is that it doesn't really have a turn 2 play. It does turn on, like, crop rotation's a pretty good play, because we can, like, Bayou Thoughtseize, untap. If we draw into crop, we can crop away the Bayou, get Urborg, play Dark Depths, play Hexmage. It's a case of is Thoughtseize good enough? Like, I'm not sure if... I've seen Chancellor in some builds. The issue is that Dark Depths is always awkward against Archon, especially seeing it gain them life above 23, so usually they get to just deal with the 2020 through Archon by making a sack it. Yeah, I'm just not sold. I'm just not sold. Yeah, it does have, like, crop away Boseiju for a Black Source Thoughtseize. And then we can use the map to find Thespian Stage. If we drop the step. I think that's fine. Yeah. This also turns on Hexmage off the top, which is nice. Yeah, pretty funny use of pretty funny first use of Boseiju. Urborg, and then Thoughtseize opponent. Alright, so double looting, Animate Dead, Grizzlebrand, Pedal. So it's just going to be the Animate Dead here. I could potentially take the Grizzlebrand and then try to surgical it in response to an Animate Dead. But I think I'd rather just take the Animate Dead here and let them looting away the Grizzle. And then we can surgical Grizzle. I guess, yeah, if they draw Thoughtseize, that's a pretty good reason to take the Grizzle here. That's definitely pretty interesting. Hey, Eldrick, welcome. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Grizzle line. Definitely a few considerations. Alright, Verdant, Pedal. Animate Dead on Grizzlebrand. Surgical Grizzle. Will be interesting to see how they sideboard as well. Alright, so we're definitely taking this one. They drew Reanimate. Which is kind of scary. Archon of Endurance is interesting. So they have Wear Tears. Okay. Let me know about these. Okay. I mean, to be fair, they could just looting in here into a creature, which would be pretty brutal. Because we know they have a reanimate. But like, I guess one Thoughtseize on a looting doesn't stop that. No, they put back the other looting. Okay. Ah, they find like an Entomb. It's pretty good. They probably go for Archon. Hey, Delirium. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Alright. Doing great. Nice to hear. Very cool. Okay. Hey, Delirium, a huge thank you for the Prime sub. Too kind. The question is, do I even have time? I don't think I have time to play the Saga. I think I just have to go for stage now. Because 6 and 3 puts us down to 4. And then the attack trigger again puts us down to 1. And then we can block. I don't believe I do have time to play Saga. Because if I play Saga, they attack for 9. We go to 4. We then untap. We use 2 mana for map. And then we have a mana left up. Tutor for stage, end of turn. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, nice. Okay, that is correct. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter if the Saga comes into play this turn or next turn. It just has to be there next turn with 2 mana open. Hopefully, I could see no land into flashback looting there is pretty huge. I might as well play this. Yeah, sadly Zoom is just gonna be a win anyway. Yeah, which is pretty tough because it'll be 5 cards. But yeah, Archon just so strong. Tough. Rough. Tough. Hold. Yep. I mean, we had thoughts these surgical. Thought that was enough. And then we had like a pretty fast time. Yeah, the Reanimate off the top was really good for them. To then have that off the lootings, just to be able to find a creature. I just don't like taking the looting because they can just flash it back anyway. And I'd rather just take what I'm really afraid of in case they draw into like a Thoughtseize and take out Surgical. Then it gets really tough. At least if I take the Grizzlebrain there and they draw into like a Thoughtseize and Thoughtseize us, then at least we can do something in response with the Surgical to slow them down. Alright. This hand is pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this hand. We are on the draw. Yep. Oink Mage 2/2. I feel like we've played against Oink Mage 2/2 before. Have the leagues been going? League's been going really well. We played Maverick 4 times, and we've got 2 trophies and 2 4-1s. But so far in this league, we're down a game. DRC, okay. DRC is obviously pretty interesting. I don't really want to play out the Reclaimer just yet. I'm pretty happy to play the map, and I think off the Urborg. And then next turn we can potentially Witherbloom the Dragon Rage Channeler. Hey Duck Poet. I think Boseiju in this list makes a lot of sense with Loam getting it back to hand, map finding it, putting it into hand, and Witherbloom command putting it into hand. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm going to go for Urborg into map here. Pretty nice for it just to resolve straight away. Yeah, Turbo, I definitely feel you. I would love to see more. Sure. That's pretty interesting. Hey Liesel, thanks for the follow. Hope you're well. Days is fine. Opponent's pretty... is already a 3/3? Nuts. Yeah, because of the days being instant. I feel like that has found Wasteland. Nothing. Okay. Hexmage. Interesting. I'm just going to bog them now to slow them down a little bit. And then pass. Boltos. Really aggressive. They put a Wasteland into the bin. Nuts. Wow. Back to 3/3s already? Crazy. Yeah, it's just gonna be game. Nuts. Way too slow. Delver. I like the trophies and I like the chokes. I'm not a big fan of retro. Don't like the Caracas. Yeah, we need Baneslayers. Need Baneslayers and 4 extra mana. I'm happy to drop a Loam. Although Loam is quite nice in this matchup. Reclaims are solid, Thoughtseize are solid, Inquisition's solid, Mox Diamonds are fine. Needle's quite good because it hits Wasteland. And Hand Disruption's fine, but I don't mind taking out 2 Thoughtseize and just keeping a 2-2 split. Especially on the play. This is a pretty good hand. Good turn on Needle and Wasteland. Probably just want to play the Boseiju here. I think against the combo decks, it makes it quite difficult. This is an interesting one. I kind of want to play around Days. But I also really like Witherbloom here if it doesn't get dazed. Take a play Mills 3 and destroy that. Neg 3, take a play Mills. Really want to turn this Reclaimer onto a 3/4, and I think the mill does that pretty nicely. Force negation, sure. But yeah, Fatal Push is nice. But yeah, Inquisition's game 1 against combo is quite nice. And that's probably the big reason why I like green-black over something else. The crop here also means that the Reclaimer is essentially a 3/4, which is nice. Could even play the Shadow Spear this turn. But there was a world where I was supposed to play Bog. Guess we'll see what happens here. I'm going to crop away the Boseiju because I can get it back. I could potentially just get a Saga here as well. I could get Dark Depths because then it just makes Hexmage and Thespian Stage live draws. Definitely an interesting decision if it resolves. There's also a world where I get jeez. This is actually fine anyway, because we can just now get Sajiri Step and give pro red. So, interesting line from my opponent. Unless they now want to counter this as well. No? Do they have another bolt? Okay. No attack here either, which is nice for us. Definitely getting them. There's a world where I want to hold up as well. Submerge. Okay. That's fine. Jeez. Surgical and crop? That's fine. I didn't really want the Reclaimer off the top anyway, just because it's only a 1/2. I feel a Murktide coming. Yeah, Expedition Map does it as well. No real point copying anything here. Hexmage. That is a creature. Should have also held up green. Definitely incorrect not to use the bog there. They're gonna force it. I'm not gonna play this stage. Yeah, I assume they forced it because they didn't have an answer to it and they don't want us gaining life with the Shadow Spear and pretty much mitigating the attacks of Dragon Reach Channeler. Okay. Another force. Tough. Rough. Sometimes delvers. Pretty quick losses at least. Just decks doing what they do best. You play 0 graveyard cards in a challenge? Oof. I hope so. It's nice to get the cobwebs out, I'm gonna say. Would be nice to finish this 3-2. Alright. Delver combo. Nice. On the play, which is sweet, up against Furnace Cloud. And a hand that's okay. I'm pretty happy to keep this. Turn 1 Yav, turn 2 land, sack it end of turn for that spin stage, and then just untap and hold up the combo. Wasteland's not too bad. Drop Ponder. No shuffle. I think we're just going to trade the Caracas for Urborg, and then Dark Apes Hex Mage next turn, hopefully. But Blighted Agent here would be pretty scary. That's pretty nice. Force, sure. They pitched a Daze. Nice. And I think I will just make this now. Just to play around like another Wasteland or like a Stifle effect. Kind of get a free attack here as well. Yeah, I mean, like Berserk Invigorate is definitely a big one. Still a little bit too slow, perhaps. Yeah. I think Furnace's name is Sam. Is it Sam? I think it's Sam. Yeah, Sam. Trophies, Plague Engineer, because all of them are now those new creatures tab. That's probably it. I don't think I need the forces. The chokes are definitely interesting, but probably a little bit overkill. Retrofitter can come out. Shadow Spear can come out. Caracas can come out. A Loam can come out. Think of the life gain. Yeah, Step can most likely come out as well, unless they're playing Submerge. I don't mind that Wither Bloom commanders at least like make them pump their guy in our turn. Could be Needle, but I like Needle and Wasteland and then one for Inkmoth Nexus. It actually could just be Bog. Yeah. Although they most likely play Become Immense, not really a card I can play around. An interesting hand. It has two ways to combo off, but no Dark Depths. It has Inquisition as some form of disruption. But I think this is just a little bit too slow. This is much better. It is a one-lander. But it has like take creature, Needle for Inkmoth. But other than that, it's pretty slow. Yeah. We have to draw lands though. That's the only tough thing. I guess we have a few plays. Like we have 2 plays before we really have to draw a card. But it's a case of like, what am I dropping? It might be Witherbloom. I kind of want to keep the Crop Rotation and the Vampire to actually try to win. Plague's my big payoff, and these are the 2 cards I can do right now. I think it's Witherbloom. As nice as it is, I think these 2 are enough for now to buy some time. But yeah, Crop could be a bit of a tough one. Sam's gone down to 5, especially against the blue deck, but I really want to make sure I have like a way to win fast as well before giving them too much time. Yeah, Witherbloom does dig for the 3rd land. I think because I have that, like Crop Rotation off a green source is pretty tough. Interesting. I really care about the Blighted Agent here. Yeah, I could take the Ponder, but I think it's tough. There's like a world where Plague, we don't get to Plague, so... Yeah. Agent is just the card that I'm scared of. Sam has gone, Murktide only needs Berserk and it's lethal, which is pretty funny. I'm happy to Inquisition here and take the Ponder. I don't really care about the Wasteland right now, so... Force Pitch Murktide. Alright. I will play the Snow. No, I'm gonna wait. Let's see if I can draw into a land. Okay. I'd probably rather just play the Saga here. No, I like getting the Hex Mage out, actually. Okay. Just gonna play this now before they wasteland us. Also need to watch out for Berserk, which can target our creature, give it a pump, but then we have to sacrifice it. Okay. Interesting. Wasteland. I could protect it here with Crop. Which I think I will actually do. Probably just want to get rid of the Urborg. I could fetch a forest, but I kind of want them to wasteland here. And if I get rid of the Urborg, I also want to double a second black source. Probably giving too much respect to Berserk here. Is this Murktide? Yeah, okay. Yikes. We can Hexmage it, that's correct. Which is kind of cool. Yeah, I could attack with Reclaimer, but that's still good. We can do it next turn. Do I want to take 8. I think I'm happy to like show them that I don't know what's happening, and then next turn we can do it. I should have also used the Hex Mage there, but we didn't. I'm just going to do it now in case they draw into a hexproof card. For some reason I thought there'd be a world where I'd have the Reclaimer to block it again, but... yeah, should have definitely done it last time. Close. It's actually a pretty tough one, especially the Murktides. I think I like just running this back. There's a world where choke is okay, but... yeah. Bog's definitely a consideration, especially seeing the Murktides. Just really hard to time, but I could see a world where we play it. Turn 1 Inquisition. Sand is pretty good. I don't mind this. Has some really nice draws as well, like Stage, Hex Mage, Crop Rotation. I think thankfully we have enough answers to Nexus, but it is a nice pickup. They chose to not shuffle. Double Elf and Brainstorm. So they can definitely Elf next turn. I kind of want to take the Brainstorm and then see if we can just get there. Especially if we draw a Mox off the top, we can get there. Reclaimer. Happy to play this into the ending. Makes them have to use a mana for it, which is kind of nice. Have 3 cards. There's a world where I play around Wasteland here and just make the 2020 right now. Yeah, tough. Nice. Infect. Infect. Loss win, loss. Combo? Yikes. Big yikes. I think, yeah, I'm still happy they're playing around Wasteland. Yeah, some tough losses, but it's kind of nice just getting a good, like, understanding of the deck as well. It's a little bit different with Boseiju. Especially, yeah, with sequencing. And knowing what to worry about. Yeah, usually you see one. They definitely had two there in game 2. They had 2 in play. I think it has a place in 12 post for sure. I know Tony was playing it, especially when you're playing 4 expedition maps, which is really nice. You can find it, put it to hand, which is really cool. Just like a nice out to things like Back to Basics. Or, yeah, Back to Basics is the big one. Tough. Hey Jerry, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what you play in Legacy. Hits bridge 2. Are you from Spain? Very cool. Nice. Bridge. We haven't had a mock start yet either, which is interesting. Alright, on the play against Apocalypto. And I don't mind this hand. I don't mind turn 1 Reclaimer here. And then most likely get rid of second Urborg. Grief. Alright. I assume Reanimator, but it could be like, at 03 it could be anything. It could be like a Ephemerate deck. It is legendary. Oh, that's cool. You gain a life when you sack. That's cool. Yeah. All right. Cage Surgical. Trophy. That's probably it. Retrofitter. Shadow Spear. Loams. Wither Blooms. I don't mind one Loam. No, Loam's just way too slow. I don't mind like one Force. I assume they're an Animate Dead deck. Even Map can be too slow. Like, I don't mind bringing the Forces. Tough. Yes. Yeah, I don't mind this. It's gonna go Bayou Graph Cage. Hey, thanks, Council. All the best. Sure. Probably just taking crop here. Yeah. Oh, they have the wear tear? Yikes. Ooh. Definitely taking that. Lol. I think we just go with second Saga here. What did they get? Nothing. Okay. Okay. They only have the one card left, which I believe is Animate Dead. Now this is an interesting one. Could get Needle and Grizzlebrand. Hey, Robert's your mother, welcome. I think that's fine. I think all roads kind of lead to the same direction, which is nice. Playing one main, one side, and haven't really had a chance to play with it too much so far. It's been 2 Black Red Reanimator, which have been really quick games, and then Delver, which we just got Delvered, and then played against Infect. We are just sending this back. Yeah, it seems really strong in lands, especially with the recursion. Pretty happy to mulligan this. This is not that great either. Oh, so close. Alright. 3 cards. 1. Kind of need the Mox here, unfortunately. I think it might just be these. But, I mean, opponent on 6 cards as well, they can very easily have a pretty open hand. I really just wanted to try to mulligan towards Surgical, but with only 2 in the deck, it's pretty tough. And Grief, like all 3 matches, has been really tough. Two cards left. Okay. Not too bad. Okay. There is a world where I just want to play the Mox in here. But I also like the thought of them trying to go off next turn and not hitting a Reanimate spell. So I think I will take the risk of them having hand disruption. But like, I'd love to see them looting and then not reanimate something. Okay. Well, now we potentially get to draw a land here, bog them, play Mox, and still be able to Saga. Nice. I don't think I need to bog here. I think I can just play Saga. And just allow them to have that looting. They're going to flashback looting, that's fine. They know that Grafdigger's Cage is coming. Grizzle, they have 1 card left. Alright. Feeling pretty good here. I'm also just going to do this now, just to play around these. Nice. Graph Cage. Cast Mox. Pitch Step. Bog them. Attack for 4. I mean, Saga in this matchup, you can just see the power of it and how good it is in this deck. It's like a plan B. Maybe we just get Shadow Spear here. Still we draw. Land. Yeah. I should have, I meant to stop here, but that's fine. I'm just going to turn off this Verdant. Could have also like copied it with Stage. There's a few different things we could do there, but funnily enough, I did just draw into my own Verdant. Ugh. They do have to block here as well, yeah. Pretty tough spot. So we get back on the board, which is nice, but not the way that I wanted to. That was a really interesting one. Alright. Hopefully we can finish on a high against Dungeon. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet hand. I am doing data. And we are on the draw. They kept an exploration hand without a... Okay, there we go. I was going to say without a second land, but there it is. I don't mind Thoughtseize first. Loam, Reclaimer, Crucible. It's probably just Reclaimer here. I don't really care about the Crucible, because I can just bog them next turn. They play the Maze. They play the Crucible? Okay. They didn't play a land. So they obviously have Loam and non-creature spell. I kind of want this needle to be naming Mazabith, I think. Hey Kaiser, this is a league. It just sucks if they don't have another target for Thoughtseize and I take the Loam. Could play Retro. This can tap for mana as well because of the Urborg. So I should have considered that. So they can actually Blast Zone this turn if they do have a land. Yeah, I think it's too risky as well, in case they kept something. Maybe some sort of like cycle land. Spell Bomb is more than fine. Sure. Sure. Loam is fine. Alright. See what they loam. Wooded Foothills, Tabernacle. They have the Blast Zone, yeah. They can Blast Zone the Needle. If they have another land, they do. Tough. Interesting. Yeah, I think the Urborg definitely got me. But now it's, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. They've gone for constructs, which I don't really understand. Where they could have gone Blast Zone, Needle, and then they have Mazavith as an answer, but we'll take it. I like the Forces. I like the Surgicals. That's probably it. Boseiju is actually pretty good in this matchup. The Hand Disruption's most likely going. I don't mind with the Bloom Command. I mean, hitting Exploration is pretty huge. I might just bring in one trophy as well. Everything else is pretty solid. They did a Pyrite and Trop, which is pretty interesting. Yikes. No. I mean, we get basics early on. Witherbloom's actually not too bad here. But I think, yeah, we could easily go to 5. But being up again, I'm pretty happy just to see how this plays out. Okay. They must have like a Mox hand. I could quarter it, but I think I'm okay just holding up with the Bloom Command next turn. So they must have a Mox hand. Sphere. Okay. So they can't make the construct next turn, which is nice. I think we just go for basics and pass. I'm not too sure. Maybe they just think we're on a bunch of non-creature spells that they want attacks. Try to slow us down that way. But definitely an interesting line. Cool. Hey, Northern Angel, welcome. Hope you're doing well. I don't mind Saga hold up crop. This kind of forces the wasteland. Pretty happy just to get another Saga. It was a world where I could just get Depths because they probably don't have the mana to copy it on their turn with Stage. But I think the Saga plan's fine. Okay. Just gonna copy this now to play around Wasteland and pass back. Saga. I guess we could have also held up copy Saga. Go, opponent. I mean, we have Ghost Quarter for Maze, which is nice. Yeah. Nice. Well, we come back to a 2-3, which isn't great. The deck was pretty nice. I could see like some number of ley lines instead of the cages if I really expected the like double Reanimator lands league, but we haven't played against Reanimator too much. And sadly, we didn't really see midrange. Too much Boseiju either to get a whole lot of it. Hey Dan, very cool to see you. You are playing the SG Philly event? Very cool. What are you playing? Are you going to play Depths or are you going to play Maverick? I assume you're going to play Maverick with your sick black bordered version, which is very cool. All the best either way, and safe trip up. That'll be sick. 8 hours is a long drive, especially by yourself. But at least there's a lot of good legacy podcasts, which are kind of like an hour and a half long. So, you know, what, 4 or 5 podcasts and you're there, which isn't too bad. Run it back. I'm a little bit magicked out, but deck was sweet. I think there's a lot more play to it, and I think that Depths, unfortunately, Dan, come on now. I think we can agree that like Maverick might be up here, but then Depths is like pretty close. So now that's awesome. I hope you do really well. I know that Mapson's going, of course, and I'm assuming he will be on green-white Depths. Should be a pretty good event for it. Especially with Delver. Yeah, I think it'll be pretty sweet. Yeah, I mean, we got stomped tonight. We got stomped by a lot of decks just doing what they do best. I mean, Reanimator turn 1'd us a lot. Delver just Delvered us. Got up against Lands, which I think in the Lands matchup as well, I should trim on Dark Depths. That was a mistake not trimming. And then Infect just infected us, but yeah, pretty tough. But yeah, a huge thank you to Ravenous Panda for the Boseijus. If you're in chat, I'll definitely get them back now. And Mapson, didn't see you in chat. All the best as well for you. And very cool recent podcast on the Dark Depths podcast on SCG Philly. Really nice, both modern and legacy coverage, which I really like. Like a Baneslayer? Yeah, I think we should go back to Baneslayer and just, yeah, try to jam some leagues with that. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was pretty quick and obviously a little bit lackluster, but that's Legacy with you. You gotta take the wins with the losses. So, yeah. I'll probably be back tomorrow at some point. Probably with this, but we'll see how it goes. I believe Arkin said he was streaming, so I'm going to send you guys over there. If you want to find me on YouTube, you can find me here. If you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me here. I just put up the 5-0 this morning with Baneslayer Green White Maverick, which you guys might like. Interplay is also playing, which is very cool. So I'm going to send you guys over to Tony because it is very cool to see, yeah, more Green Sun decks in the format. So all the best to you guys, like Dan and Mapson playing in SCG Philly. And to everyone else, enjoy your weekends, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Cheers.